Hi everybody, this is Lee from Fresh Astrology. It is September 22nd, 2017, and it is just a gorgeous day here. I'm feeling very grateful that we've had good weather, that we haven't had huge storms. My heart goes out to the people who have experienced these things. I definitely feel for them, but it does make me very aware that everything's so nice here, and it's a great opportunity to notice what we do have. You know, it's just spectacular. Here, I'll show you like clear, beautiful skies where I am, and I'm really appreciating that. You know, it's a complex feeling because I definitely feel for the people who are going through such tragedy. There's a lot of it that seems to be going around. However, I can't help but notice it's so nice here, and I look at my life and I think that there's no tragedy. There's no tragedy right here, right now. And so I'm experiencing, I think, feelings of appreciation on this equinox. And so the equinox, you know, it's just when it marks a midpoint of where, how do I want to say this without going into a dictionary definition? The equinox, you can look it up, but it's equal day and night. The sun passing over the celestial equator, I believe. And I'm standing on a street just so you could see the outside. So we're going to get some street noise. Yeah, so that's what's going on celestially. And in terms of the chart, the sun is on 0 degrees Libra, and the moon is in the early degrees of Scorpio, and we've just had a new moon. So, you know, there's this feeling of newness, beginning some new things, new ideas, talking to new people, reaching out again to people, partnering with people. They're just themes of partnership perhaps in your life, partnering in a new way. There may be discussions around partnerships. So anyway, what am I thinking about today? I'm really thinking about a lot of awareness of what I do have and what's going well. And I know even in the midst of tragedy, even when I've had really tough stuff going on in my life, it really helps to put the focus on what is going right. So even for people in the midst of the most horrific events, obviously those events are going on. We're not saying they're not. But I've been through what feel like horrific events in my life, and it really helps to notice what you have and to start there, because that's a part of the reality too, is when we don't have things, we also have things. When things are going wrong, there's something going right. And it's really helpful to notice those things, because if the things are going wrong, we can take certain actions to try to correct or help what's going wrong. But from a psychological standpoint, and I think from a standpoint of clarity, it's really helpful to have an equal balance, that's Libra, equal balance of what we're focusing on. So to notice what resources we have and where the opportunity, the good opportunity is a way to deal with the situation that also has a measure, if not an equal measure, if not a heavy measure of stuff going wrong. So it's a matter of gaining clarity by seeing all of it together and not getting so bogged down emotionally that we can't see that. If we are bogged down emotionally, a stair step, like little stepping stones out of the tough emotion, is to begin to notice what we do have. Because I can start to get really emotional about Puerto Rico or Dominica, I don't know how they say it. I can get emotional about the earthquakes, but then what's amazing really about my reality, like that's the reality on the news, but what's going on for me, so we've got lots of street noise, so, but really what's going on for me is a lot of stuff going right. And I can't help but notice this beautiful day today, and I just feel grateful for that. So, so I apologize for the street noise. But you know what's going right is it's still a beautiful day. The sky's got his truck idling right in front of me. But, and it smells like gasoline fumes. But really, I mean, just look how pretty it is today. Look at the flowers. The engine noise stopped. Look how nice it is. So that is a part of my reality, and I have to pull myself out of the nightmare of Mexico and the nightmare of Puerto Rico to notice what's really going on in my world. You know, and it calms me down, and I can think more clearly about how I want to help people. I can think more clearly about just sending good wishes and prayers and, you know, light the way of the people in Mexico or Puerto Rico. That's, you know, they're close to me geographically compared to other parts of the world, but I'm aware of other things going on in the world. So if I just notice like all this stuff, all this, you know, goodness around me and the beautiful day, it calms me down, and I get pulled out of the nightmare of the news, and I'm more able to send heartfelt light, feelings of love in the direction of people experiencing you know, the aftermath of destruction. So that's where I am today. And you know, there are themes, you know, we could talk in a longer way about, you know, Moon, Scorpio, that's deep feelings. It's also strategy. I'm talking to you about a strategy of how to get through the nightmare that goes on in the mind. I'm also reading a lot of Byron Katie, which I highly recommend, but you know, Byron Katie deals with the nightmare we put ourselves into when we believe stuff and when we have thoughts about stuff. We get sort of sucked into a nightmare of our thoughts. When really, you know, for me, I'm not in a nightmare right now. I'm in a nice neighborhood on a beautiful morning. I'm not in a nightmare at all. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. So if you find you're getting sucked into the nightmare of your thoughts, even your situation, sometimes the situation around you might be bad, but just start to stair-step your way out of panic or feelings of hopelessness by noticing one thing right, which is that maybe you're alive. Notice if you're ambulatory, you can move your legs. Notice that. Is the ground still shaking? Is the storm still over you? It's gone. And there's, you know, I've been in feelings of trauma and shock before, and you know, I know what that's like. But so I do know from what I speak, you know, once I came and I know of what I speak, that when you're in feelings of trauma and shock, it is useful to ground yourself in what's really around you right now. Like, stuff happened that felt traumatic, but notice the ground under your feet now. Notice now, you know, what opportunity, what's in front of you now that you can work with. What can you work with right in this moment? Look for the resources you can work with right this moment. You can use this in any situation. So anyway, feeling grateful right now. How about you?